Hey guys, this is my review of the Grade Up Unit number 1 from the OJR line, also known as the Hyper Beam Gun. We'll do an unboxing and I'll show you how it's built, but beyond that this is going to be a bit, well, you'll see. Something went wrong, but let's get started here.
Robo Shop.
Alright, let's take a look at the box first. Obviously, it's a very similar design to the other Grade Up boxes. I'm going to run all of this through Google Translate later, so we're not going to play the guessing game as to what it all says this time. Obviously, you've got the old school Zoids logo here, the old school Tomy logo. It says Grade Up Unit number 1. And as you can also see, much like the other one, this box for some reason looks like it's been stored next to someone's coffee machine. I actually got this from the same seller as the previous one, so looks like they've been stored in the same place. The instructions, as you can see here, are printed on the back of the box again. And the building process also yet again looks to be extremely simple. There isn't really anything on the sides, so let's just crack this open and see what we've got in here. One sprue, that's it. Let's get the stuff out of the bag here. So the reason it's just one sprue is we've got several pieces here that come separate, or do they? This looks like it broke off the sprue. Yeah, this is part number 4. There were 2 of these. I noticed a nub here. However, let's take a look. And there's no parts list here. This gear and which has this interesting little indentation here. I'll be curious to see what that does. These 2 gear pieces have nothing special going on with them. I don't know why these aren't on the sprue, but they're not. This is obviously the part that is going to connect with the Grade Up ports. And this is going to go, actually this connects to the Grade Up port and this goes on top so that you can stick another one on there. And then we have this metal axle with 3 gears on it. And a whopping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 parts for the whole thing, including the little Grade Up emblem here. It's a very unexpected color, I have to say. You can see here on the box and every picture I've ever seen of this, it appears to be this sort of gray gunmetal-ish color, but it's not. So anyway, you know what's going to happen next. I'm going to get these parts off the sprue, and then we're going to check out how it goes together. Boom! YouTube magic, and all the parts are ready. So I have the instructions to my right here, and I'm just going to get started here. This holds the axle, which goes in like this. Now, let me make sure I do this right this time. I made a pretty big embarrassing mistake last time, if you'll remember. This long axle piece goes in here. This goes on here fairly loosely. Whoa. And just as I say that, it falls off. Like that. Yeah, but won't stay in place. Let me get this gear on here. That'll probably help. No, it doesn't. Well, in that case, what'll probably hold it all together is when I put this on. Hopefully. Like so. Okay, now turn this and everything rotates. That looks about right. Now, these here go together like so, I'm guessing. And I'm supposed to put this in here. Yeah, this is going to rotate afterwards. Oh, and I broke it. Fantastic. Yeah, be careful. If you ever get yourselves one of these guys, be very careful. Because as you can see, it breaks rather easily. Now, let me see, once I've snapped this together. And see, this is why I broke it. It snaps together like really tight. And this plastic, while it looks nice, is super freaking brittle. And also, it doesn't, okay, no, it lines up. Yeah. So that's what that looks like now. I don't think I'm gonna try to actually glue that together because I can pretty much get it to line up, and I don't think gluing this. Let me think about it. Let's put the second one together carefully this time. Press these together first. Seriously, if I break this one as well, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna point the camera at my face and I'm going to cry. Okay, that was scary, but we got it done. Now it's supposed to go together like... I'm just terrified now that I'm gonna snap something in half. Okay, here we go. Now what's gonna happen obviously is that these two are gonna rotate. They rotate against each other like this. And that's all this does. It's a very, I will say, I was kind of complaining about this being a funky looking collar before, and it does look like they were going for gold and they ended up with poop instead. But it does look nice and glossy, and it has a surprisingly little marbling actually for the kind of old school metallic plastic that it is. So yeah, it's a pretty nice grade up unit. So yeah, you know what's next. I'm gonna get some of my old grade ups out and we're gonna see what I can make happen with this thing in the photo booth. Yeah, so bad news everybody. I was playing with this, you know, to do the pictures for the rest of the video. And what happened was I stuck it on a couple of different Zoids, and then this basically like side wall here of the section that plugs into the back of the Zoid just broke off. I'm assuming like from the pressure of pressing it on there. Which means that A, this is now broken, and B, there's no point in trying to fix it because it's just going to get broken off again if I do. And the other news is that, as it turned out, the whole thing actually doesn't work. It just kept getting stuck when I pushed it onto the back of, I think I tried it with, I can't remember how many Zoids I tried it with, but I definitely had it on one that was working, and it wouldn't rotate. And then I wiggled it up and down a bit, and that didn't do anything. So yeah, we're just pretty much stuck with this as it is. I also had more breakage here in the back, by the way, but don't even get me started about that. I'm gonna snap some pictures with this on the Genesis Hound Soldier, which is the Zoid that it's meant for. And that'll pretty much have to do for this review, because I'm not putting it on 5 more Zoids just to have more breakage and then have it, you know, not even stay in place anymore at all. Sorry, folks. So first off, here's a little tidbit that I'm guessing most of you don't know about or remember. The Hyperbeam gun was originally intended for the OJR Hound Soldier, which was reissued in different colors for the Genesis line. Now, instead of reissuing the Hyperbeam gun along with it, Tomy included this little piece on the right here instead.
nobody really understood why. I mean, you'd think the R&D for creating this would probably balance out just casting some more of the original gun, but who knows, maybe the mold was lost. Anyway, here's what that looked like on the Genesis Hound Soldier. Tucks into the back pretty nicely, but I'm also pretty sure it would blow the Zoid's head right off. If it's meant to be a gun, that is, which really isn't clear. Here's the whole thing from the top. If you look closely, you can see the grade up port under the left barrel of the gun on the back, and I'm guessing that's mostly what it was for, you know, to cover up the grade up port, I guess. Still weird though. And here's the Hound Soldier with the grade up unit, and I gotta say, these two look like they're made for each other. Not only does the overall design of the Hyper Beam gun fit the Zoid like a glove, but what's funny is the collars actually match. The Hound Soldier has this tan collar like it's meant for the desert, in line with the more muted colors of the Genesis line, and the brownish gold of the Hyper Beam gun fits that perfectly. Now, I wasn't going to do this, but I still wanted to show you guys what it looks like on another grade up Zoid, and I also wanted to drive home my point about the collars. Here it is on the King Liger, and I honestly think the collars don't fit as well here as they do on the Genesis Hound Soldier, which came out years later and really wasn't intended for this thing at all. Now, let's take a look at the box. So, I ran this through Google Translate like I did with the last one, and here's what I've been able to come up with. On the top left above the Zoids logo, it still says Mecha Biological Zoids, of course, and on the right it says Upgrade Unit Number 1, and in parentheses for Republic side. Then of course you have Grade Up Unit Number 1 in Latin letters there, and the katakana underneath says Hyper Beam Gun. Under that, it tells you that the Hyper Beam Gun moves when connected to a Zoid with the G mark, roughly, which obviously refers to the grade up emblem on the bottom left there, and that those are sold separately, and the bottom left also states that the Zoid isn't included in this box. I still can't get anything on this weird background to translate, so I don't know what the bottom right says. Well, and that's it for this one. Sorry if this review is a bit truncated, but I still wanted to finish the video even though I didn't really get to do everything I wanted to include. I guess my advice is, if you can track down one of these for yourself, handle it very carefully. It really seems to just be the plastic going brittle over the years that's the problem here. Anyway, I have another grade up unit, so maybe we'll do that one next, or maybe a real great gunpla, or maybe something else. I really don't know at the moment. I should have more time to upload stuff over the next couple of weeks though, so hopefully it won't be another month until the next video. If you want to be extra sure you don't miss it though, you should probably subscribe to my channel and give this video a like while you're at it. I also have PayPal and Patreon links in the description below if you want to help me keep the lights on. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.